Hello and welcome to Asan Hai Education. In this video, we will discuss about what is inclusive growth and what are the elements of inclusive growth. This is the topic mentioned in your GS paper 3 as inclusive growth and issues arising from it. So this video will be a comprehensive video which will cover your this topic, that is inclusive growth and issues arising from it, and you don't need to look anywhere else. You have to look this video 2 to 3 times and your this topic will be mastered. Okay, so let's start and see what is inclusive growth and what are the different elements of inclusive growth. So as you can see, inclusive growth means economic growth that creates employment opportunities and helps in reducing poverty. So what is inclusive growth? Inclusive growth means a type of economic growth that creates employment opportunities. At the same time, it helps in reducing poverty as well. Okay, inclusive growth means having access to essential services in health and education by the poor. It includes providing equality of opportunities, empowering people through education and skill development. So inclusive growth is having access to essential services in the health and education sector by the poor and marginalized section, and it also includes providing equality of opportunities, and it also is empowering people through education and skill development. Inclusive growth also encompasses a growth process that is environment friendly. Growth aims for good governance and helps in creation for a gender sensitive society. So inclusive growth also encompasses a growth process that is environment friendly, that is sustainable development is envisaged by inclusive growth, and it also aims for good governance and helps in creation of a gender sensitive society. Now let us see a definition given by OECD. As per the OECD, what is OECD? Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. Inclusive growth is economic growth that is distributed fairly across society and creates opportunities for all. So inclusive growth is a economic growth that is distributed across society and creates opportunities for all. So basically what we can say that this inclusive growth means it does not lead to concentration of wealth in one hand. The wealth generated is distributed across all the sections of the society. For example, poor, marginalized section, lower middle income group and higher income group as well. Okay, so inclusive growth means a growth which takes care of all the sections of the society. Okay, now let us see what are the different elements of inclusive growth. See, elements of inclusive growth. First is skill development, because if you want to achieve inclusive growth, you can achieve that through skill development. Harnessing the demographic dividend. As you know that India is going through a phase of inclusive growth. As you know, India is going through a phase of demographic dividend, and if you have to take the maximum benefit of this demographic dividend, you have to adequately spend in your skill development initiatives. Okay, so harnessing the demographic dividend will depend upon the working age population, health, education, vocational training and skill development plays a key role here. So as we know that India is passing through the phase of demographic dividend, and if we have to reap the maximum benefit out of this demographic dividend, we will have to spend adequately on our skill development sector as well. And you know what is the problem faced by India? India is facing a dual challenge in skill development. What is the dual challenge? First, there is paucity of highly trained workforce, that our workforce is not highly trained, it is not meeting the demand of the industries. So this is the first challenge that is being faced by the India. Second is there is non-employability of conventionally trained youth, that is rigorous employment opportunities are also not present. So these are the two challenges. India is facing two challenges on the front of skill development. First, there is lack of highly trained workforce. Second, there is non-employment of the conventionally trained youth, who are the trained youths who are having some training, but they are also not having any employment opportunities. Okay, as you can see some of the fact related to it. According to the economic survey 2017, over 30% of the youth in India are NEET means not in education, employment or training. This can come very handy when you are writing any topic related to skill development. According to economic survey 2017, over 30% of the youth in India are NEET means not in education, employment or training. Let's see one more fact. Similarly, UNICEF, okay, in 2019 report states that at least 47% of Indian youth are not on the track to have the education and skills necessary for employment in 2030. You can see what a paradox is there. We are having the largest demographic dividend in the whole world, but according to UNICEF 2019 report, at least 47% of Indian youths are not on the track to have the education and skills necessary for employment in 2030. So all these facts you can quote while you are writing answers. Okay, now let us see some of the more element. The second is financial inclusion. You have to provide financial inclusion to the poor and marginalized section of the society, because financial inclusion is the process of ensuring access to financial services to vulnerable groups at affordable cost. Okay, so financial inclusion helps people to join the banking services, and government has taken initiative of Jandhan account, Aadhaar account, and through mobile. This jam trinity is helping to ensure financial inclusion at a large level, and it is also penetrating financial inclusion to the weaker sections of the society. And the third is technological advancement. As we know that technological advancement is taking place, we are talking about industrial revolution 4.0 or 4.0. Okay, we are talking about industrial revolution 4.0. At the same time, we are talking about the advance in technology like AI, artificial intelligence. And if we have to take this the benefit of technological advancement, we will have to provide skill development at a proper rate to our Indian citizens or Indian young generation, so that we can take the maximum benefit. Okay, see, the world is moving towards an era of industrial revolution 4.0. These technological advancement have capabilities to both decrease or increase the inequality depending on the way these are. So if you do not provide adequate skill development to the younger generation of India, this will wide the gap between, this will wide the inequality between poor and rich. So you have to provide skill development set which is needed to cope up with this technological advancement. Several initiatives have been taken by the government like Digital India Mission, so that the digitally literate population can leverage technology for endless possibilities. So here it is said that technological advancement is taking place, and if you have to take the maximum benefit out of it, you have to take the initiatives like Digital India Mission, so that, see, Digital India Mission of Government of India is praised so that the people can take the maximum benefit out of these technological advancements for their endless possibilities. Okay, let us see some more benefits related to this technology. This technology can also help to combat other challenges as well. For example, in agriculture, it can help to create an agro value chain from farmer to consumer. In agriculture, technology can help us to create an agro value chain from farmer to consumer more efficient and competitive. Manufacturing sector can be also benefited from technological advancement, because it will help in problem of finance, procuring raw materials, land linkages with the user market. Okay, and third, it also helps in education, because due to technological advancement, this education can reach to the local population. As it is rightly said that India lives in the villages, and if India has to reach the greater height, it will have to adequately spend in education sector, and education sector is to be made more compatible, and so that education is in the reach of each and every section of the society. So technology can help us in that way. Health technology could transform the delivery of public health services, extend care through remote health services. Yes, technology can also help in health services, because we are talking about now telemedicine. Okay, medicine which will be transported through technology. Okay, governance can also see a major boost due to advancement in technology, because technology can cut down delays, corruption, and inefficiency in the delivery of public services. So technology's advancement will also help to boost governance in Indian administration, and at the same time it will reduce delays which are being caused by the red tapeism of these bureaucrats and elite section of the society, and corruption will also be reduced to a large extent, and inefficiency will also be reduced. Okay, now let us see one of the most important element of inclusive growth, that is economic growth. India is among the fastest growing major economies in the world. However, currently Indian economy is facing slowdown due to both cyclical and structural challenges. At the same time, we are facing COVID-19 pandemic as well. So at this time we are facing a problem, but India is regarded as the largest growing population. Okay, but we have set a target of becoming a $5 trillion economy by 2024-25, can allow India to reduce inequality, increase social expenditure, and providing employment to all. So one element of inclusive growth is that we have set a target of becoming $5 trillion economy by 2024-25, and it can allow when we become, because as the Prime Minister says, the size of cake matters. When the economy size is $5 trillion, everyone will get larger share of the wealth, so that it will reduce social inequality, and it will also increase social expenditure and provide employment to all, because size of the cake matters. When we become a $5 trillion economy, it will reduce inequality, it will also increase social expenditure and provide employment to all. Okay, this Second, you can say social development is also a part of inclusive development. Social development means the empowerment of all the marginalized section of the population like SC, ST, OBC, minorities, women and transgender. So social development is also a part of inclusive development, and social development means that we have to empower all the marginalized and weaker sections of the society like SC, ST, OBC, minorities, women and transgender. And this empowerment can be done by improving. Empowerment can be done how? Empowerment of these vulnerable and weaker sections of the society can be done by improving institutions of social structure like hospitals, especially primary care in the rural areas, schools, universities. So we have to provide them adequate facilities in the health sector, education sector, sanitation sector, so that they can develop to their full potential. Okay, and we have to also invest in social structure so that we can create a good infrastructure to help them develop, and we have to also include them into financial inclusion. So what we have discussed in this video, we have discussed what is inclusive development and what is inclusive growth. Okay, so I will conclude now this video. In this video we have discussed about inclusive growth. And what is inclusive growth? Inclusive growth is a type of growth which takes care of all the sections of the society. For example, weaker section, marginalized section, middle income group, low income group, as well as higher income group. And we have also seen the different component of inclusive growth. For example, financial inclusion, technological advancement, okay, skill development. All these were the elements of inclusive growth. Okay, thank you for watching. Have a great day.